how does Computer Garage's virtual hard drive service work in the simplest terms? Okay, well, let me give you the simplest breakdown. There are two ways of using the virtual hard drive service. One is interactively. And so we would remote in, we would set you up with the VLAN, we would map out a drive. Usually we call it the drive P. And then anytime you save anything on the P drive, it's not actually saved on your computer, it's actually saved on the server. And then anytime you access it, it accesses it directly off the server, not from your computer. And then, of course, once a day, all the files that are on the server get backed up off site, not in here. They go somewhere else. This way, if this whole place burnt down, I still got copies of your files. So that's how the interactive works. Now, you can do this with multiple computers, and I do have two clients that use it in this particular fashion, where they have like 3 employees, and each of the employees access the server to gain access to the files that they need, whether it be a Word Excel or PowerPoint or something of that nature. That's how they interact with it. Now, it's not an application server. I need to specify that clearly. 2 people can't be in the same file at the same time. It's a file server, not an application server. So, yeah, so you could have just one computer. You could have 3. All the files are directly saved on the server, and you access them through the P drive, and that is a mapped drive. And so it works that way. This way, all 3 of your computers can go poof, but I still have access to your files. And as right, when you get another computers or more employees, we can add them, we can take them out, and so on and so forth. And that's how you can interact with that hard drive. And it works just like a server in your office. It's just not in your office. The second way to use it, and the most common way that I have people use it, is as a backup drive. So all of their files, all their personal administrative or personal files, I should say, personal administrative, all their personal files in their user folder are copied over to the server. And that's going to be on a timed event, whether it be once an hour, every 6 hours, every 12 hours, when your computer starts up. Not recommended, but it can be done. All of your files are transferred over to the server. And then once a day, like I said, that server is copied to our off-site location. So again, place burns down, I still got access to your files. And again, you can use this with multiple computers. I have one client who has 3 computers that's doing this. And so on the file server, or on the virtual hard drive server, there's 3 individual folders, drive, computer 1, computer 2, computer 3, and that's where their backed up files go to on their virtual hard drive. Now, when you subscribe to the service, I set this all up for you, whether it be 1, 2, or 3 computers. You get your own personal account created on the server with your own segregated section of a hard drive that's dedicated just to you. And like I said, I will remote into your computers using UltraViewer. I've talked about that before, and I will set that up on your computer. And so if you're just using it for backups, I will install probably SyncBack, so it can do the backups for you automatically, and then it will display a page if you want it to. Or if you want it set up interactively, I will remote in, put in the Hamachi, and map out your drive so you know which one it is, and then I will show you how to use it. So that's how I set it up for you, whether you're doing it as a backup, whether you're doing it as an interactive drive. If you're a micro business and you need a file sharing system, but you don't want to share all that information with Google or Microsoft, or any of those places, this is what I offer. And it's reasonable. It's for 1 terabyte virtual hard drive. I think it's $4 a month, $48 a year. Once you start adding more than 3 employees to it, or you need to add a couple of extra services, there's a little bit extra charges for it. But otherwise, $48 a year for a 1 terabyte virtual hard drive, that's just incredibly reasonable. And the nice thing about me is I'm not going to go snooping around your files looking to see what I can steal from you, because it's not what I'm like. It's not what I do. Unlike Google, unlike Microsoft, especially this is going to be true for coders. If you come up with some fantastic piece of code, you want to bet that somewhere along the line, one of those big, evil, greedy corporations have already snatched your code and using it for themselves.